Hi everyone, today I'm going to be taking a look at this humongous Fairground collection haunted house. So it is set number 10273. It comes with 3,231 pieces, and it's got the new box art, which is the 18 plus, which doesn't mean you can't buy it if you're not 18, but it's to try and get more adults buying Lego and trying to really aim at adults. And yeah, so this has replaced the Creator Expert range, but it's the same, just different box art and a different way of marketing. So you can see your minifigs up here. So you get two ghosts, and they have reversible faces. So they both have a happy face and a sad one. Yeah, skeleton. You get two of those guys. So they're meant to be twins, and it mentions in the book about there possibly being the third one. And when you see the characters you get. So this has a lot of Easter eggs in it, which go back to the kind of adventure theme, which is not a theme that I'm familiar with, and was when I was during a period when I wasn't into Lego as an adult. So I'll kind of explain what I do know about some of them, and maybe pick up some from the manual, because it does give you a bit of background on each of the different things. But otherwise you'd have to possibly research them yourself. But yeah, so you can see here how absolutely huge it is, and if you wasn't aware of it, it does have a lift going through the centre, which is like the Tower of Terror, and drops, so you can do it manually, or you can buy the bits and pieces to make it powered up. So right now I'm just having it run manually, so I'll show you that, and yeah, you get a good look of what's inside. And it comes with a light brick, which I'll show you, which actually works very well. And here is the humongous set. So don't think I mentioned price. It's £210. So the price is actually very good for what you get. It comes with 10 minifigs, and price per piece works out to like 6.5p per piece. So really good. So there we are, Manor von Baron. So there's no stickers in this set, just printed pieces, so that's really good. So if we look at the front, let's get a good view of the whole thing. So it's absolutely huge, but it's huge upwards instead of in terms of a footprint, which is quite good, especially if, like me, you have a lot of sets to try and fit in the house. We move the figures out of the way for a minute. So we have this kind of front garden with the tombstone, a nice pumpkin, nice bat sat there. All looks pretty nice. You can see a bit inside, but it looks quite, when it's closed up, it looks relatively spooky, I suppose, as it's meant to. Nice use of the frogs for a bit of decoration, and I really like this. This looks very nice. And yeah, I think it looks good, like a perfectly good haunted house. So you'll see this guy here looking very scared, in his wheelchair with a ticket, and I believe he has an alternate face. I can't remember. Yeah, so he does. He's got a nice happy face, but I think this is much better face as he's being wheeled into, or wheeling himself into the haunted house. Let's put his hair back on. So yeah, looking at the front, I think the doors look very good, and it's very nice to have stairs and a ramp for the wheelchair. So yeah, here are your two ghosts. So they're both exactly the same. So I've just got one happy, one sad, and we might as well look at the minifigs as we come across them, I suppose. So she's got the outfit on, so I think she's meant to be from Newbury, so from the Hidden Side kind of theme. So it's kind of a nice crossover. No alternate face for her, but I think that's perfectly fine. Her standard face is pretty good, and I'm going to switch to the tripod so I can do this a bit easier. Right, here we are. Much easier with two hands. So yeah, there she is. I don't think they have names, but I guess that's fine. Name them whatever you like. Then we have this lady. So she has a very good second scared face. So that's how that one looks. Pretty nice printed jacket. I I guess the only thing, if that's meant to be her skin, is a bit of a mismatch, but it's not too terrible. So yeah, did mention the ghost, but just very quickly, so have them however you like. So I thought one of each was a good way to go. Around the side, so you can see this is how it all opens up. So it does open up quite big, which I'll do shortly. You may or may not notice this here. This is what actually opens the doors, so it's really well integrated into it. Looking at it from the front, especially with this piece here, you don't really notice it, and it actually works really well. So I'll show you that in a second. Coming around to the back, so here we have all of the mechanisms for the lift. And on this side is where you would connect the powered up bits and pieces. So I think there's 148, I think, individual pieces you have to put together. So you actually put them together, 2 of them, and then you join them up. Oh, where did that go? Yeah, so you join them up with these pieces. Yeah, it's really well built in, so that when it gets to the top, it hits a certain point and it drops, and then it stops with these. It's got all these bumpers and bits built in to stop it, and bushings and so on. This is a little knob to turn it. So actually, I've half pulled it up just by showing you this chain, so it's quite tight. I find that this mechanism, I think the first 3 times I did it, it worked perfectly, and then after that, it keeps kind of, you may hear it. So now it's proving, it's making him look like a liar because it's working perfectly. But I kept finding it kept clicking and getting a little bit caught up. And from other reviews I've seen and read, I think other people have had the same issue. So I think it's all built totally fine. I think that's just, I don't know, it's one of those things. I guess there's a lot goes into it, a lot of weight involved, and a lot of links in the chain. So anyway, it still generally works fine. And even if it jumps and clicks a little bit, you can always get it up fairly easily. So while we're around the back, and as it is halfway up, the lift is actually about here. So if I do a few more turns, and then it will get up here and drop. There it goes. So I will show you that from the front, so you can get a good look at how that works. Moving around to this side, it's trying to open itself. Nice and solid. And you can see it's quite thick structure. So if we turn it around and then let's open it up. So make sure we get the best angle for this. Let's go down a bit lower. There we go. I think that's where we want it. Oh, that's where we want it to be. So if you open it up like this, it is just like a doll's house. And then you see a few more characters in there as well. So here we have one of the twins. They are both the same. So he's there, got a till and a ticket. Obviously he's the man you see as you come in through this door. So this is what they look like. So they look pretty friendly. Nice suit, nice top hat. But yeah, so this guy was sat over here, and I think this is one of the best bits of the set, which is really nice organ. The design of it's really cool. All the like printed keys, I just think it looks really good. So yeah, you got a couple of what they Sphinx? Are they Sphinx? I don't know. I get the names wrong of things, but lots of decorations, and as I mentioned earlier on, lots of Easter eggs going back to the adventure theme. So some of you may know it, and some of you won't. So this is an obelisk. I'll try and find it in the book. It seems to be a bit loose. One of the really good features up here, so there's a light brick behind this painting of the Baron, which you activate by pushing in this. Let's maybe just going to turn the light down a little bit. So if you look at the picture of him, and then when the light comes on, so I think that works really good. And Logan loves playing with this. Let's try it with the light on, actually, see if it works better or worse. Yeah, so even with the light on, it works really well. And I think how this is built up looks really nice. So yeah, in the centre you'll see the lift and our other two characters. So she looks very scared, he looks quite neutral. I won't get them out because I'll have to take all this out of the lift, but they're outfits that you can see. What you see there is pretty much as they are. And I'm not sure if they have secondary faces, but I think that face, especially for her, is perfect as soon as she's on the ride. So these are kind of more Easter eggy things, which I really don't have a connection to. So although I read about them in the manual, they don't really mean much to me. And I think that's probably why a lot of people are a bit negative about this set, because it's such a big structure. There's not a huge amount of like usable space inside, as in like you could just about fit someone up there. You can't really get anyone up there. The same here. So here is the alleged triplet of these two, potentially, hence the hat. It's nice chandeliers and lights and things. So I mean, really, if you want to play with this, aside from the central bit and the lift, it's kind of, you come in the door and then you have to kind of make it up yourself. There's not much to really use on the rest of the set. So in terms of opening the door, let's get positioned for that. So yeah, you turn the knob on the side and they open up, and that's it. Works really, really well. Really easy. You can do it slow and spooky, or just it's a little bit darker. Let's make it a little bit brighter. So yeah, works really, really well. Really simple, nicely hidden. You barely even see that the knob is up there. It's quite well hidden. And if we look at it from the inside, so works perfectly every time. Door's always back together again, so I think that's really good, really nicely built in. And then if we look further up, you'll see a nice window there to see the lift, and a few more going up. And then these doors will actually open as the lift gets to the top before it falls. So let's try and get a good position for that. Okay, so let's take the lift up. There they are in the window. Almost there. And then they hit the top, the doors open, and down they go. So hopefully I didn't get too much of myself in the way, but works very well. And actually, yeah, doing this review, it's not caused me any trouble each time it's gone up there perfectly. So yeah, let's have a quick look in the book. This is what I wanted to show. So as you're building it and you build up these different Easter eggs, it does give you a description. So say for this one. So then if you are interested in the history of these, you can look them up online and maybe try and track down the older sets. But like me, I'm not that interested in the previous sets. I'd buy them if they came up cheap. But I still really like this set. It's good value, the amount of features you get, the figures you get. I have no complaints, but I do understand the criticism of it. But I think, especially if you have a city or a lot of modular buildings, this looks pretty cool and looks pretty nice next to them. So I'm perfectly happy with this. And yeah, let me know what you guys think, and I will talk to you again soon.